There's this story about these two kids named John Venables and Robert Thompson. It was in 1993 when all this shit went down. So these two boys, bro, they seemed like normal kids throughout their life. You know, they didn't really have any problems at school. They didn't cause any issues. Majority of their grades were cool and everything like that. Seemed like normal kids. Then this one day, both of the boys were like, "You trying to go to the mall today? You feel me? Let's cut school." And bro was like, you know, the other kid, he's like, "All right, yeah, I'm down." So both of them, they don't go to school this day, go to the mall. So when they get to the mall, they're just like, bruh, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I kind of want to fuck with somebody. You know, I feel like fucking with somebody. So they spot this kid and they're trying to like call him over and shit. Cause the kid's mom is like, you know, at a counter or something, like buying some shit. And they start, you know, calling him like, "Hey, you know, come here. And the kid walks out the store. The mom eventually comes outside like, "Hey, you know, what's going on?" And then they're just like, "Oh, go back to your mom." So the kid was just like, "All right," goes back to his mom. And the mom didn't really think anything of it. Like, oh, maybe that's his friends, or I don't know, maybe, you know, these kids just wanted to talk to him.
Yeah.
So that kid basically just got saved. Let's say 30 minutes later, they keep wandering around the mall, just looking for somebody, like, you know, to fuck with. And both of these kids, by the way, I didn't say, they're both 10 years old. So they're hella young. These are kids, right? They're wandering around the mall and they eventually see this kid named James Burglar. He's like, you know, standing away from his mom in the store, just the same way as that other kid. So all these moms are basically slipping. The kid was like, you know, just looking at clothes and whatnot. And the kid was 2 years old, hella young. And he's just kind of grabbing clothes, whatever. So they start calling the baby like, "Hey, you know, come here. The baby starts going with them, bro. And they take him and they start walking around the mall with the kid. Just kind of did a few laps with him. And when they're walking with him, they're kind of like, "Hurry up, let's go." Grabbing him hella hard and like basically dragging him because they're walking too fast. So then when they pull him, they end up like dropping the kid. So he falls like damn near flat on his face. He ends up like fucking up his forehead and he starts bleeding and shit. The kids put James's hood on and they're just like, "No, like, you know, just stop crying." So all these other witnesses are kind of seeing what's happening. They're like, "Okay, maybe that's his little brother."
They don't know the whole story. So
yeah, so like, we're not gonna assume anything. They end up leaving the store, and that's when the mom of James, his mom, was just like, "Oh my god." So she starts panicking. She's like, "Where's my baby?" So these kids, you know, taking it back to the kids, they're taking them like down the street and they get to like the stoplight, all that shit. And when they get to the stoplight, this older lady comes through and she sees them and she's just like, "Why is the baby crying?" I don't remember the excuse that they used. I think they just said like, "Oh, you know, we just like found this kid and he was missing," or some shit, or whatever it was. So the old lady's like, "You know, make sure you get him home safe." They're like, "Yeah." So they take the kid and they go to these train tracks, like they go to this area. And bro, these kids are so fucking evil, bro. They like beat the fuck out of him, bro. Like they just start punching on him, kicking
jump him and shit.
Yeah, they start beating the shit out of this 2-year-old and fucking throw rocks at him.
Oh shit.
You feel me? And then they like took blue paint and like put it in his eye.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro, but they were hitting him with like bricks and stones and shit, and then they put batteries into the kid's mouth.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, they were doing all crazy shit. And then after they like basically already like killed